The annual Wilson family reunion was in full swing, and I was doing my best to become invisible. It wasn't working. Still playing with your little website, Maya? My cousin Drew's voice carried across the backyard, drawing exactly the kind of attention I'd been trying to avoid. He stood with his usual crowd, the successful ones in their designer suits and luxury watches, all executives at major corporations. I adjusted my simple sundress, suddenly feeling underdressed. Digital Solutions isn't just a website, Drew. We're a full-service e-commerce platform. Right, he smirked, taking a sip of expensive scotch. Selling other people's products online. Very innovative. Meanwhile, I just closed a $50 million deal at Goldman Stanley. My other cousin, Sophia, joined in. There's still an entry-level position open in my department at Morgan Chase. Something stable with benefits. Better than gambling your future on internet shopping. I bit back a reply about how my gambling had just crossed 8 figures in monthly revenue. But what was the point? They'd never believed in my vision anyway. 3 years ago, I'd walked away from a promising career in investment banking to start Digital Solutions. My family thought I was having a quarter-life crisis. They didn't understand that while they were celebrating bonuses and promotions, I was building something revolutionary. Maya's just going through a phase, my Aunt Patricia stage whispered to my mother. Remember when she used to be so ambitious? Top of her class at Wharton. Offers from all the big banks. My mother sighed dramatically. I know, we're hoping she'll come to her senses soon. This online business nonsense can't last forever. I pulled out my phone, checking the latest metrics from my company's dashboard. Daily active users, 2.3 million. Monthly transactions, $12.4 million. Profit margins holding steady at 28%. But more importantly, I was watching another set of numbers, market indicators that had been keeping me up at night. Signs that the corporate giants my family worked for were standing on shakier ground than anyone realized. At least join us for drinks after work sometime, Drew continued. The rooftop bar at Goldman has an amazing view, though they probably don't let small business owners in. The group laughed. I smiled politely. Thanks, but I'm pretty busy. We're scaling up operations right now. Scaling up? Sophia snorted. Maya, be serious. The market belongs to established players. You can't compete with real corporations. If they bothered to read any business news that didn't directly involve their own companies, they might have noticed that Digital Solutions was quietly becoming one of the most innovative forces in e-commerce. We weren't just selling products. We were transforming how online retail worked. My phone buzzed. A message from my CFO. Market indicators worse than expected. Ready to implement Protocol Winter? I texted back a single word. Ready. For the past year, I've been preparing for what I knew was coming. While my cousins bragged about their bonuses and my aunts and uncles built their lives around corporate salaries, I'd been building something different, something crash-proof. Digital Solutions wasn't just an e-commerce platform. We were a fully distributed, zero-debt operation with a business model specifically designed to thrive during economic downturns. No fancy offices, no bloated overhead, just streamlined efficiency and adaptation built into our DNA. Maya, my father called from across the yard. Come tell everyone about your little website. Drew was just explaining how these internet businesses usually fail in the first year. I walked over, clutching my phone like a lifeline. The latest market data was flashing red. The crash I predicted was coming sooner than even I'd expected. Actually, I said quietly, I'd love to hear more about those big corporate jobs. How's the market looking these days? Drew puffed up immediately. Strong as ever. We're projecting record bonuses this quarter. Some of us know how to build real careers. I nodded, thinking about the emergency protocols I put in place at Digital Solutions, about the cash reserves we built up, about the expansion plans ready to launch the moment the market turned. Must be nice, I said, feeling so secure. My phone buzzed again. Another message from my CFO. First dominoes falling. Major banks showing strain. Protocol Winter greenlit for tomorrow. I looked around at my family, the corporate lawyers, investment bankers, and executives all laughing about my little website. None of them saw what was coming. None of them understood that while they were building careers dependent on market stability, I built a business designed to thrive in chaos. Well, I said, standing up, I should head out. Got some work to do. On a Sunday. My mother protested. This is exactly why you need a real job, with normal hours and stability. I kissed her cheek. Trust me, Mom. Stability isn't all it's cracked up to be. Driving home, I made 3 calls. First to my operations team, execute protocol winter, full deployment. Second to HR, begin expansion prep. I want hiring protocols ready by tomorrow morning. Third to my real estate agent, those empty corporate offices we discussed, make the offers. All of them. My family thought I was playing at business, too naive to understand the real corporate world. They had no idea that while they were mocking my choices, I'd built a company specifically designed to capitalize on their overconfidence. As I pulled into my driveway, a modest house that gave no hint of my company's success, my phone lit up with breaking news, market futures pointing to major opening losses, banks under pressure. I smiled, thinking of Drew's $15 million deal, of Sophia's stable banking job, of all my family members who thought corporate careers were the only path to success. They were about to learn that sometimes the best business isn't the biggest or most prestigious. It's the one built to survive when everything else falls apart. 2 weeks after the family reunion, I sat in my home office watching the financial world implode. The stock market had dropped 45% in 10 days. Major banks were teetering on the edge of collapse. Corporate giants were announcing layoffs by the thousands. My phone hadn't stopped buzzing with panicked messages from family members. Drew, they're cleaning out our desks. Entire department gone. Please tell me you know someone hiring. Sophia, Morgan's stock is worthless. Everything I had was in company shares. I don't know what to do. My mother, Maya, are you okay? With your little online business, we're so worried about you. I set my phone aside and turned to my laptop, where Digital Solutions numbers were telling a very different story. Our revenue had tripled in the past week. While traditional retailers collapsed, online shopping was soaring. We were hiring hundreds of new employees, acquiring office space for pennies on the dollar, and expanding into markets the corporate giants were abandoning. Ms. Wilson, my assistant's voice came through the intercom. The Bloomberg reporter is here for your interview. I smiled, thinking of how my family was about to learn about my little website. The reporter, Lisa Chen, settled into the chair across from my desk. Thank you for speaking with us, Ms. Wilson. Digital Solutions seems to be the only company thriving in this market crash. How did you prepare for this? I built Digital Solutions specifically for this moment, I explained. Zero debt, distributed operations, and a business model designed to capitalize on economic instability. While traditional companies were maximizing short-term profits, we were preparing for the inevitable crash. Your company is now valued at over $2 billion, Lisa noted. Yet you still work from home, drive a modest car, and maintain a relatively low profile. Why? Because success isn't about fancy offices or expensive cars. It's about building something that lasts. The interview was interrupted by a commotion outside my office. I heard my assistant's protests. Then my cousin Drew burst through the door, looking disheveled in his now wrinkled designer suit. Maya, I've been trying to reach you for days. He froze, taking in the Bloomberg camera crew and my calm demeanor. Drew, I said pleasantly, I'm in the middle of an interview. Perhaps you could wait outside. Lisa's eyes lit up with journalistic interest. Mr. Wilson, the former Goldman Stanley executive, would you like to comment on your cousin's success during this market downturn? Drew's face flushed. Actually, I interrupted. Drew was just leaving. Janet, please show my cousin to the waiting room. I'll be with him shortly. After the interview, I found not just Drew in the waiting room, but Sophia, my parents, and several other family members. They looked shell-shocked, staring at the Bloomberg livestream playing on the wall-mounted TV where my interview was already airing. Maya Wilson, the 28-year-old CEO of Digital Solutions, has emerged as one of the few winners in this historic market crash. The anchor was saying. Her company's innovative approach to e-commerce and strategic preparation for market instability has positioned Digital Solutions as a major player in the post-crash economy. Why didn't you tell us? My mother whispered. Would you have listened? I asked quietly. Or would you have kept pushing me to get a real job? Sophia stepped forward, tears in her eyes. Maya, please. We've lost everything. Our jobs, Our savings. I know, I said. That's why I've been trying to reach all of you. Digital Solutions is expanding. We need experienced professionals in various departments. You're offering us jobs? Drew asked incredulously. Yes, but not at the executive level, I clarified. You'll start where I started, learning the business from the ground up. No shortcuts, no special treatment. Just honest work and real merit-based advancement. But I was a senior executive, Drew protested. And now you're unemployed, I pointed out. The market you thought was unshakable has crumbled. The corporate giants you trusted have fallen. Meanwhile, my little website is one of the fastest growing companies in the country. My father cleared his throat. We were wronged about you, Maya. We should have. Should have what? Believed in me? Supported my vision? It's a bit late for that. I handed them each an employment application. But it's not too late to learn from this. Success doesn't always wear a designer suit or work in a corner office. Sometimes it works from home, builds quietly, and prepares for storms while others celebrate the sunshine. Over the next few months, I watched my family members adapt to their new reality. Drew learned humility in his role as a customer service representative. Sophia discovered she had a talent for digital marketing once she stopped looking down on online business. My parents finally stopped asking when I would get a real job. 6 months after the crash, I called another family gathering, this time at Digital Solutions' new headquarters, a modern building we'd acquired for a fraction of its pre-crash value. The same relatives who had once mocked my career choice now sat in our company auditorium, wearing Digital Solutions employee badges. Some of you once laughed at the idea of online business. I began my address. You thought corporate jobs were the only path to success. You measured achievement by corner offices and corporate titles. I gestured to the screens behind me, showing Digital Solutions' global operations. But true success isn't about following the traditional path. It's about seeing opportunities others miss. It's about building something strong enough to weather any storm. My phone buzzed. Another interview request, this time from Fortune magazine. They wanted to feature me in their 40 Under 40 issue. I declined. I had more important things to do than chase publicity. Later that evening, as I worked late in my home office, still my preferred workspace despite our fancy new headquarters, Drew stopped by. I get it now, he said quietly. What you built, it's not just a website, it's the future. I looked up from my laptop. No, Drew, it's the present. You just couldn't see it through your corner office windows. He nodded, clutching his customer service manual. Think I could learn to build something too? That depends, I replied. Are you ready to start at the bottom and work your way up? No shortcuts, no family connections. Yes, he said, and for the first time, I believed him. I smiled, thinking of how far we'd all come. My family had lost their corporate careers but gained something more valuable. Understanding that success doesn't always follow the expected path. Sometimes it grows quietly in a home office, building strength while others boast about their corner offices and company cars. As for me, I kept working from home, driving my modest car, and running my billion-dollar company my way. Because true success isn't about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right, even when no one else believes in your vision. The market eventually stabilized, but the corporate world had changed forever. Digital Solutions became known not just for surviving the crash, but for thriving in the new economy. And my family? They learned that sometimes the best business lessons come from the person they least expected to teach them.